Hello comrades, and welcome to Juche Lessons. In this episode, we will be discussing the attribute creativity in more depth. Creativity is another essential feature of mankind as a social being. Mankind has independence and also creativity. General Secretary Kim Jong-il once said, quote, "Creativity is an attribute of humans, the social being, who transforms the world and shapes their destiny purposefully and consciously." End quote. By virtue of our creativity, humanity transforms nature and society to be more useful and beneficial to us, by changing the old and creating the new. Creativity is, first of all, a quality of a social being to transform the things and phenomena in the surrounding world actively and purposefully in conformity with their desire and interests. Humans approach the surrounding world not passively but actively, and acts not blindly, but purposefully, from the independent desire and interest not to be subordinated by anything, but rather to dominate. Some people may now be wondering if it is considered creativity that animals dig caves and build nests with twigs and leaves of trees. Of course, this is reasonable because monkeys and chimpanzees get food by using stones and sticks, and beavers build embankments to protect their places by cutting trees. But such activities of animals are never creative in terms of Juche philosophy. As we learned in a previous episode, creativity is an attribute of mankind, the social being, which develops ceaselessly through a socio-historical process to higher and higher levels. So in the case of animals, the methods of their activities should be changed and developed according to conditions and circumstances with the passage of time. But their activities are the same in the past and at present. Animals that had dug caves thousands or tens of thousands of years ago are now still digging caves to live. And the animals that had made nests long ago are now doing the same continuously. Monkeys too have used stones and sticks for their living for years, but they have not developed the tools even a little over the long course of their time in the world. This tells us that animals' activities are not creative from the Juche philosophical definition of creativity. Furthermore, it shows that animals do not have consciousness, and accordingly, they can never make any purposeful or conscious transformation of the surrounding world. Humanity, however, is fundamentally different from this. Of course, humans have sometimes used the natural circumstances and living materials of the surrounding world as they are. But then, even in this case, we change and remake the structures, forms, and characteristics in conformity with our interests and demands. People abolish or change the unfavorable or unnecessary living conditions in our favor. We build embankments or even change the flow direction of rivers in order to prevent flood damage. Since we change and remake structures, forms, and characteristics of things and phenomena in the surrounding world, we are able to dominate the surrounding world for the sake of meeting our interests and demands. People not only change and remake things and phenomena in the surrounding world, but also create new things that do not exist in ready-made forms in the surrounding world. We are not satisfied with the given things in nature and continuously create new things, expressed from the independent desire of the people. The most important characteristic of the creative activity of humanity is that we do not confine ourselves to the partial changing and remaking of the given things, but create new things that do not exist in ready-made forms in the surrounding world. Modern information equipment, such as robots and computers, which replace heavy labor of people with automatic machines, and the material and mental wealth necessary for the living conditions, are products of the creative activity of the people. By our creative activity, humanity makes new things and artificial things, which cannot be made by nature itself, and we continuously expand the scope of domination of the surrounding world with these new things. The quality to remake and change things and phenomena in the surrounding world, and to make new things, are linked with each other as the contents of creativity, and are manifested in human activities to transform the world in a unified and planned way. Scientific and technical knowledge is the basic factor to define creativity, one of the essential attributes of mankind. Scientific and technical knowledge is a social consciousness that reflects the essence of things and phenomena, the laws of motion, and methods to apply them. Humanity can conduct creative activity to abolish the old and create the new because we have scientific and technical knowledge. Of course, our creative activity is connected with experience and function, skills and physical strength. But practical experience, function, and skills do not play a more decisive role than scientific and technical knowledge. And furthermore, the physiological ability and physical strength itself are only the material foundation and guarantee for our creative activity. The main thing in determining the creative activity of humanity is the scientific and technical knowledge, which prepares our creative ability. Because of the continuous development of scientific and technical knowledge, the creative ability of humanity can develop more and more. Now, what is important here is the fact that scientific and technical knowledge is not quite the same as creativity, although they are closely interrelated with each other. Only when mankind has scientific and technical knowledge will we be a being with creativity. Creativity, in Juche philosophy, is a concept to characterize the creative activity humanity makes with scientific and technical knowledge. And on the other hand, scientific and technical knowledge is the fundamental guarantee that enables humanity to have creativity, and is also the proof that we have creativity. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. Humanity is the most powerful being in the world, owing in part to her creativity, and we can become a complete master of the world with the continuous development of our creative ability. That's all for this episode, comrades. Check out our Facebook and Twitter pages for more Juche and DPRK content, which I will leave links to in the description of this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, so we can raise the revolutionary consciousness of the masses. And because I run solely on your motivation and encouragement. Red salute, Juche comrades.